Reactive training systems.
So we got a question recently, again about emerging strategies and whether it's required to do a single at a 8 RPE or a moderately heavy single followed by back off work, uh, within the context of emerging strategies. And I can tell you that no, it's not at all required. In fact, um, there are significant parts of the year where we really try to get away from that strategy. Um, I like it in a lot of ways, but like anything else, it can be overused. If you use it constantly, I think that it stops being a great stimulus for you. And I've probably been guilty of overusing it in myself and in some of my athletes in the past. But that's a thing that I think we've done a pretty good job of correcting. Um, so if you do have a training block that's more medium or low intensity, something where you're just trying to rack up volume, you can use any number of other tactics to accomplish that. It doesn't. It There's no reason to require the inclusion of a single at 8 RPE or any other type of single. As far as it helping to monitor progress, it does help because if you have something like that benchmark single in a lot of your training blocks, it helps to make the training blocks comparable. Now, in theory, the estimated 1RM should be pretty comparable, but if you don't have a custom RPE chart, you could get some false data in there somewhere. So let's say that you did a training block. Um, let's say that you did a training block with sets of 5, and then later on you're comparing it to like a pre-meet training block with heavy doubles. Well, if your sets of 5 estimated 1RM is inaccurate, then of course those aren't going to be perfectly comparable. But if we're talking about monitoring your rate of gain, which is really one of the most important things, then that's going to be a consistent measure because you're talking about improving your set of 5 over the course of one development cycle, or improving your doubles over the course of one development cycle, or improving your heavy singles over the course of a development cycle. So within the development cycle, we're comparing like to like, and I think that makes it pretty comparable across development cycles as well. And of course, it's always a little bit better if we can zero that estimated 1RM in a little bit. It helps to make them make the blocks a bit more comparable to each other, which is a nice to have thing. And it also gives the lifter a bit more realistic expectation, makes the target weights more accurate and things like that. So improved accuracy is good, but even in the absence of that, there's no reason to force it by doing a benchmark single or any other type of benchmark every single block. I think it uses up the stimulus, and ultimately that's something that you probably don't want to do.
Reactive training systems.